May the church say amen. 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 Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. Wow. Feel tired already. So tired, so tired, so tired. It's my book. Hi. Alright, so I have a lot of things to do today. Hope you, well, it's 10:12 a.m. So wherever you're from, wherever you're watching this from, I hope that you are having a wonderful day. And if it's not, I hope your day will get better. So I'm just making my planner. So every day I make a list of all the things that I want to get done for the day. And then I tick off as I go along, you know? Show me that I'm working or I'm doing something. Hi, Ronaldo. Hello. Hi, Manuel. I'm doing good, Ronaldo. I'm doing good. How are you today? What do you do apart from being cute? That's cute. Thank you. I work. Okay. So, yeah, I have a few things to get done. I feel so tired. Yesterday I wasn't as tired, but today I feel so groggy. But what can I do? Today is the 4th of September, and today's lesson, today's word. When I was on sick leave, I got this little devotional thing from work. So it gives something to read every day. So September 4th. May the witness of the church run very, I think, countercultural to the ways of this world, and may people see God's mercy through our compassion and care for our broken, hurting communities. So be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, be kind to someone else. You never know, you never know what someone might be going through. You never know, like a smile from you might make their day. A kind word, a please, or thank you, might give them hope, make their day a bit brighter. Oof. Where are you guys from? I'm from Jamaica. That's where I am now. Yeah. I think I may take you guys out on Saturday, maybe. If you have never been to Jamaica, show you around a bit. Well, I can't really move around. I'm on two crutches, but while I'm being driven around, I'll show you guys around. And I'll probably bleach my hair again. I think so. probably go platinum this time. Maybe. I've been saying that since yesterday. Guess I'm still thinking about it. I am working. Yes. Oof. I need to go to the nail salon. I do. I haven't been in over 3 months now. So hopefully soon. But I really do hope that you will have a good day. What I want to talk about, like, it just dropped in my spirit, like emergency fund. Do you guys have an emergency fund? Do you know what an emergency fund is? Have you ever taken an emergency fund seriously? Like, do you have one? Like, if, God forbid, tomorrow you should lose your job, or there's an accident and the breadwinner of the household is not able to work, is not able to provide for the family, provide for you, especially even if you are the breadwinner, something's supposed to happen, God forbid. What will happen to you? Do you guys have an emergency fund? Do you have like money stashed away for say 6 months, or up to 6 months, 3 to 6 months, that you're able to provide on? So if you have no work, you have that money to pay your bills, to buy groceries, pay your rent, all of that. Because it's hard. Because when the thing is that what I've learned being with having an autoimmune disease is that it's a lot of money. It's a lot of expenses, a lot of hospital visits, a lot of medications that you have to take, and it is a lot. It is expensive. And there, with an autoimmune disease, it's not like you just have the autoimmune disease and that's it. From the disease, you have complications that also gives you other diseases, right? Like in my case, I was diagnosed with NMO officially diagnosed in 2022, but I went partially blind in 2021, right? So I had to go to the eye doctor, ophthalmologist, go to the hospital, and then when I was officially diagnosed, I was placed on meds, right? Since January 2022, hence the moon face. This is from steroids, right? So those meds, so that's meds that I have to take every single month to suppress my immune system, because basically what it is my immune system thinks that the good things, the good cells aren't good, so they're fighting against each other, like get it? Right, so the good is fighting against the bad in my case, right? And the bad, right? So they're attacking each other and saying, no, that's not a good cell, that's a bad cell, and it's fighting against each other. So that's what's happening in my case. So it's not understanding that the good cells are good, you're just seeing them as bad. So hence the autoimmune part. So that's what's happening to me. So from that, and from me being on steroids for so long, I have what is called steroids induced diabetes. So I'm a diabetic. I have to take meds for that. I can't just eat anything because, yeah, I can't just eat anything. I can't just eat. I love rice. I love white rice. I can't eat that anymore. I love bread. I hardly eat that anymore because I can't. I love a lot of things that I can't eat anymore. And it all stems from, the autoimmune disease. And from the autoimmune disease, so I said earlier that there's a lot of complications, there's a lot of issues. So no, remember, autoimmune disease, have steroid-induced diabetes. Then from that, the steroids also gave me bone death, meaning the bone in my hip is dying. So I had to do surgery because my bone is dying. It is bone death, or what persons may call avascular necrosis, AVN. There are four stages of AVN, and I'm at stage 3. So I had to do surgery for that. Not a total hip replacement. I'm just 31. The doctor said I'm too young because I feel like I'm talking fast. Because every 10 to 15 years, I would have to go and get the hip replaced. Remove the artificial hip and replace it with another one, right? He didn't want to do that. So what he did was to do another surgery called core decompression, right? Yes. And what he did was to drill bones, like a drill in a wall, right? He drilled holes into my bones, into my bone, in my hip, to relieve the pressure. Okay, we're good. So all I'm saying is, I say all of that to say, you don't know what can happen tomorrow. You don't know what can happen next week, next year. Because I went to bed fine in 2021, like perfectly normal, seeing 2020. The only difference is I've always had headaches all my life, and I've never really paid attention to them. Like, it just never bothered me. I work through it. I have a high pain threshold. I have a high pain tolerance, so pain doesn't bother me. So I didn't really pay it no mind. I think that around 2021 I had this headache for about weeks, right? And then I went to bed normal in April, and the next morning I woke up and I hardly could see out of this eye, the right eye. So then they come all the doctor visits and all the expenses, and it's good to have a backup plan. It's good to have emergency fund. It's good to have money stashed away that say, okay, if I should lose my job today, if I should have an emergency today, like, what is going to happen to my family? Well, if I'm the breadwinner and I'm unable to work, what is going to happen to my family? And it's also important to have critical illness insurance. Or in my case, my disease is not covered under critical illness insurance. Multiple sclerosis is, but NMO is not, right? Multiple sclerosis is what they thought NMO was, like a form of it, or was it, but they realized that NMO is neuromyelitis optica, is a more severe form. It's more severe, meaning the relapses are awful. I remember when I was diagnosed and I was first told what it was, I went on Google to see if there's anybody in Jamaica who had NMO, and there was no one. I couldn't find anything about it. But then there was a GoFundMe and an article about this young lady who had it from high school. They couldn't figure out what it was. And when they did find out what it was too late. So she wasn't able to start treatment, and she died a few years ago. So you never know. You never know what life will throw at you. You never know what will happen. You never know what. You just never know what tomorrow will bring. So be kind to others. Be kind to yourselves. Have a backup plan. Have an emergency fund for cases. And I know time is so hard. Time is hard. I know. Time is hard. It's like cost of living is so high. So high. Like groceries is high. I think before the hurricane you could get like tomatoes they were expensive, but not that expensive. Now how much a pound are they selling for tomatoes? Like 2,000 Jamaican dollars. That is a lot of money. And I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. You just have to be kind, be true to who you are. And what I've learned in all my 31 years on this earth is that life is short. Is that you never know what can happen, and you should be kind, because the person who you're mean to, you may need their help someday, in some shape or form. You never know. You never know. It could be, there could be a teller at the bank. There could be someone that holds the key to you getting a job. You know, but just be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Don't. I always say you cannot pour from an empty cup. You know, you can't do that. Hold on. I was just saying, be kind to yourself, right? Be kind, because you never know what can happen or what will happen to you, and you should have an emergency fund. You should. For cases as these, you should have an emergency fund, because you don't know what can happen, when it can happen, because anything can happen to you at any time. But yeah, that was my little takeaway for today, because you just never know what can happen when, right? Life. Alright, today is, when did the month start? The second. Da, 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 da. Good morning. How are you today? I'm not sure if I'm not seeing comments anymore. Why is that? I'm asking, right? Do you have an emergency fund? Do you know what an emergency fund is? Ah, there, I'm just seeing all the messages now. Hi, Game Q, Lily Allen, Ice Spice. I really don't listen to Ice Spice. Hey, Ozzy. Yeah, coming on good. Hi, Smiley Face. So yeah, coming on. I'm coming on. So yes, I was telling my story of why I know it's important for you to have an emergency fund. Because never in my, or let me put it, I've never been to a hospital before. I've never been admitted to a hospital before 2020, this year. The only time I've ever stayed in a hospital, and it wasn't a public hospital neither. It was a facility that I had to do my hip surgery in, right? But I've never been, I had to go to the hospital like every week, to the eye clinic at the hospital every week. And then when I was referred to the neurology clinic, right, that's the clinic that deals with my autoimmune disease, I had to go every few months. It was always on a Monday, because that's when they see me. It's always on a Monday, and it was always early in the morning, and I was practically one of the first people to see one of the doctors. And every time, what I hated is that every time I went to the doctor, every time I went to the hospital, it was a different doctor, and I had to tell my story all over again from John was a boy. It's a Jamaican thing, right? So I had to tell my story again from John was a boy. Like, okay, Monday, Tuesday. Hi from Canada. Hello from Jamaica. Hi, Ping Pal. Ping Pong. Puff Lover 44. So I had to, John was a boy. And I had to tell my story. Did you ever had headaches? How long did you had the headaches for? How long was this for? How long was that for? And it was questions like, when did the headache start? And what they did not pay attention to was things that I was saying. Like, I had pain in my hip, like my leg, like I was feeling pain. I would talk about a lot of things that they didn't pay attention to. And I didn't like that. It was just irritating me. And then the doctor said it was my fault why I was gaining the weight. But it's not true. Because the steroids made you gain a lot of weight. Just chop. But that's why it's important for you to advocate for yourself in any capacity. It's, it, you should stand up for yourself, especially when it comes to medical personnel. Meaning, a doctor can only treat you based on what you tell the doctor, right? A doctor can only treat you based on what you say to him or her. Like based on your, and if you know in your gut, if you know deep down that something is not right, that something is not the way it should be, yeah, then you know something is not right. So you should seek an opinion, seek a second opinion if you need a second opinion. And it's sad, but yeah. Seek a second opinion if you need it. Ask for help if you're not sure. It's sad. It's just sad. It's sad. It is sad. And I'm angry every time I think about it. Like so angry. I'm so angry. Like, as healthcare professionals, you should, I don't know, I just think a doctor being cold, it doesn't, it irritates me. And every time I went to the hospital and that doctor came in, he would not say morning. He would not acknowledge my presence, that I was in the room. He would just speak to the other doctor, the doctors in training. That's the thing. Your doctors in training. I had another call. Hi, Nick. David Hagen. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. Lovely to meet you too. I'm working, so that's why. I'm just taking calls, right? So I was talking about the hospital and advocating for yourself, and I was saying about this one doctor who was at the hospital, and every time I went to the hospital, every time I was there, whenever he comes in the room, he would not acknowledge my presence. He would just speak to the other doctor, and those were doctors in training. He would just acknowledge their presence, talk to them, and then talk about me as if I was not in the room. I hated that. I still hate it to this day. I'm a patient. Treat me as such. Like, be courteous, be kind. Like, what is the issue? I just don't understand it, never understand it. I don't know. Are doctors meant to be cold and standoffish? I don't know, and I don't think so. I don't think you should. I don't know. What do I know? I've been going to the hospital so often since 2021. And then I think it's this year. Since this year, they discharged me from the hospital and told me to report to my GP so my GP can monitor my diabetes and give me and just write a prescription for my medication. I didn't think that was right. I didn't agree to that because I need a neurologist to assess me every probably twice a year or once a year. That's what I need. So I did make an appointment to see a neurologist, and it's not all the way until November of this year. It's not far away anymore, but you just have to advocate for yourself. If you think something is wrong, if you think that you're not being treated fairly, you know that something is wrong. You know that something is not right with your body. You know you don't feel well with inside your body. You know that you don't feel well, and the doctor is just saying, okay, you just need pain meds and that's it, and they're going to discharge you and send you home. You know that that's not correct. You know that's not right. You just know it. Don't listen. Like, get a second opinion, right? Get a second opinion. Get a second opinion. And in my case, my blood, the blood test said that I had NMO. It, aquaporin 4, right? That's the marker. That the blood test detected that I had. They didn't even want to tell me what I had. Right? To this day, the eye clinic have not said, we think you have this. No. They kept it a secret. And then I think they noticed that something was wrong with my left eye, and they didn't say anything either. I just can't be bothered. Healthcare system is so, I don't know. Hmm. I don't know. But I wish you guys all the best. I hope you have a great, beautiful, wonderful day. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to someone else. You don't know what someone else might be going through, you know. Like, you see someone smiling, you think they're all happy and dandy. But in most times, it's just a facade. They're just putting on a face to get through the day. Like, some persons, their escape from home is work, and their escape from home is school. Did I say that correctly? Their escape from home is work or school, right? Because home may be toxic. Hi, Anna. Their environment is toxic. Their environment is not conducive to them being their best self. You know, it is sad that a lot of persons feel that way. Imagine, how are you? Imagine you are having a bad day, right? At home, and you leave home and go to school or go to work to feel better, to have a better day, and persons there are making it hard. There's no escape for persons like that. And that's why some persons may self-harm. And please don't do that. Always seek help. Always talk with someone. And bullies are just cowards, you know. Or they'll be lashing out at something that's happening at home. It doesn't give you a right to be mean to people though. So be kind. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It is September. But yeah, life is hard enough as it is with everything that's going on in the world. There's no need for you to be hard on yourself or be difficult with someone else. It's not necessary. It really isn't. It really is not. It's so sad that we have to do, have to do that. Mm. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're from. Mm. Have that. Hi Daisy, good morning. How are you? Mm, 20, 1920, 21, 22, yep. Life is hard, but remember that you're tough, you're capable to do amazing things. It's morning today. JB is going home from where light bill. I can imagine 20, 21, 22, 23, 30. Okay, so 30. Okay. Mm. Whew, sorry. How was your day so far? What time is it where you are? It is 10:49 a.m. here in Jamaica. And it's a bit overcast. I think it's a going to get rain today. That would be good. It would be nice. So, for those who are new here, I was talking about emergency fund. My mosquito. Emergency fund, if you have an emergency fund, do you have any? Maybe I should put a poll. Do you have an emergency fund? Do you have an emergency fund? Let me type it. It's there. Yes, it's there. So, do you have an emergency fund? So basically, an emergency fund is money that you have stashed away somewhere in a high yielding savings account and an investment account that's not easy for you to reach, but easy for you to reach, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, it's not like your debit card, you can just go and swipe it, but it's there if you need it, right? So in case of emergencies, you can go and assess the situation. No. So yes, so you need an emergency fund to, in case of emergencies, right? In case anything happens, you need one. If you should fall ill, cost healthcare is expensive. If you should fall ill, you know you need money. So put me together. You need money, right? If you should be out of work because of whatever reason, you were made redundant, or for whatever reason, maybe Like, what's going to happen, especially if you're the breadwinner of the family, you know? There's a lot to think about, a lot of things you didn't know when you're growing up. But when you're younger, when you're a child, you're like, yeah, I want to be an adult. I want to grow up so bad. I want to do my own thing. Don't want to listen to mom or dad. I don't want to listen to anybody. I want to have my own rules, set my own rules. And then you become an adult. And you're like, I don't like this life, right? Yeah, do you have an emergency fund? Do you know what an emergency fund is? Where did I send it from? Yeah. Do you have an emergency fund? Do you have an emergency fund? What is an emergency fund? So yeah, so I'm just telling my story. Because I shouldn't do it, but I think I've called it my life of unfortunate events. So there's so many things that occurred since 2018, like, or is it 2017? Did I hurt my back in 2017? Hi Alexandra. Oh, you're from Poland. Hi. I am Jamaican. So there's so many things that occurred since 2017, I think. Hurt my back. And then no work. Well, couldn't go to work. And then you had all these doctors. I had to do physiotherapy for my back and a lot of things. And then got another job. And then at one point I almost drowned, you know. I think that was before I hurt my back, yes. Hurt my back. I almost drowned, hurt my back. Good morning. Good morning. Dizen Dubri. I hope I pronounced that correctly. That's good morning. Oh, nice. Thanks for teaching me that. Dizen Dubri. I hope. No, I can't speak. I can't. I can't speak Polish. I'm just reading what you wrote. Just reading what you wrote.
Dzień dobry.
Oh, dzień dobry. Ah, that's what Google said it pronounced. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry. Okay. Learned something new today. Thank you. So if you don't, emergency fund is like starting off. Okay. So emergency fund is basically you saying my expenses. Say your expenses cost $50,000 per month, right? Just saying. So you would calculate 50,000 times 6 or 50,000 times 3. and you would ensure that you have that amount inside your emergency fund that can tide you over until everything is settled and okay. That's what an emergency fund is. So if your emergency fund again is say $50,000 per month for your expenses, your emergency fund should be 50,000 times 3 or 50,000 times 6. That's 3 months or 6 months. Maybe a little extra. You never know. And that would be your emergency fund. That's money that you use in case of emergency. You being hungry is not an emergency. You feeling for something nice is not an emergency. You wanting to buy your children toys is not an emergency. An emergency is a health issue. An emergency is you losing your job. An emergency is you being made redundant. An emergency is you, it's medical related. Things that, yeah. Emergency can also be that you blew 2 tires or 4 tires or a tire, you need money to buy a tire. So you would go into that emergency fund and you would use the money to buy tires, and then you would replenish it. The key thing about emergency fund, you need to have one, is one important factor. But when you take from the emergency fund, you need to replenish the emergency fund. But yeah. Why? Orange space, not one by one. But time for me to go. Remember, have an emergency fund is for emergencies. And when you take from the emergency fund, you need to replenish the emergency fund. So emergencies are you losing your job, you for medical reasons, or yeah, medical reasons. If you blew a tire, if you need a tire, you need a car to go someplace, you can't. So it's important to have an emergency fund, right? So please remember to do good, and good will always follow you. Until next time, maybe tomorrow, I'll see you. Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, love yourself and others as well. And I'll see you. Bye. And that's Morning Talk with Hyacinth Crystal. Take care. Bye.